Hi YouTube, this is another Herotaku review, and this is day 5 of Transformers Megatron Week. Now, Prime Megatron is one of the most popular Megatrons we had in a long time, and also one of my most favorites. Out of all the Megatrons, he finally admit humility, sorry if this is a little spoiled to Prime, but finally went to his humility and decided that decided to no longer be the villain. So overall, I think this was one of the best Megatrons we had in a cartoon in a long time. His toy, on the other hand, is pretty cool, but at the same time, it's got a lot of iffy little issues. Now, one thing that I really am annoyed about is the whole translucent body thing. Now, I could see what Hasbro Takara decided to do to release him. They decided to give him this, like, Energon kind of vibe, since they released him on these powerizers and these weird, clear, translucent joints and other things. It kind of looks cool, but at the same time, in some places, it just really looks all out bizarre. And at the same time, I don't like the translucent on pin joints that a lot of these figures have. He's not as bad as the others, but I just don't like what Hasbro and Takara decided to do with these, and I know they went ahead and made better ones later on. Now, his Powerizer gimmick is pretty much all the Powerizer gimmicks are, is just these spring-loaded kind of weapons. For him, it's his Energon Blade, which didn't pop out like well as it should have. Let me see if we can get it on camera better. It's rather on the loose joint side, so gives him his Energon Blade sword, but it's only as long as you hold onto it, which is a bad thing. And another thing that's supposed to happen out here is supposed to give you this glow. As you can see, there's a red light going through it. It's supposed to kind of do this red glow as you look into it, but it doesn't work as well as it should. Now we'll just take this weapon off since it is removable, and you need to remove it for transformation anyway. Going with this other weapon, he's got this weird, like, gauntlet claw thing going on there. Just quickly remove this just to show a quick look at it. This isn't in the show at all, and it's just the way that it gives them more weaponry. So let's just take that out the side. And let's go into his articulation points. Now, you can see in his really, really loose ball joints, he's got ball joints on the legs. His knees can bend a little bit more than 90, just a tad bit. His feet can pivot a bit. Yeah, so it can swivel up there. His arms are on ball joints, and thanks to the shoulders being in an opposite joint, you can kind of fiddle around with this so he allows full movement in the shoulders. He's got a single elbow joint. His arms can swivel. No waist articulation. And his head is on a ball joint, but it's rather tight, and it only moves around that much on both sides. So articulation-wise, it's pretty decent, but could be just a tad bit better. Now, what I don't like about this figure whatsoever is that it's got this giant backpack piece. In the show, this thing will completely disappear and turn flat, so now it's just a flat piece on the back, but here it gives him this really kind of ugly kind of wing design. It looks cool, I guess, but at the same time, it's not show accurate, so it is kind of an eyesore. But obviously, it's there, has to be, thanks to transformation. Now, to transform Megatron here, what you're going to do is pull out the chest panel, so now you got that chest completely exposed. Gonna pull out these panels on both sides, so it looks like that. Make sure you hold them out. Then, what you're gonna do next is collapse this piece right here so it looks like that. And then, what you're gonna do next is position these so that they're out of the way. Let me see if I can get them out of the way here. Let's just, you know what, to make it easier, let's put the arms down first. So what's going to happen here is that these little pegs are going to peg into the arm pieces back here. So on both sides. Then, I forgot to do this, you're supposed to turn these actually before you go in. You're supposed to peg them together, so I actually forgot to do that, so I'm going to do that quickly. So now we're going to quickly turn these around. So make sure that these clear pegs get pegged together. So it looks like this. Then you just close off the arms, hands like that. So it's got a design right here. Now what you're going to do pull that out, which you'll see in a minute what that's for. Make sure that these little panels here move out there. And what you're going to do is actually turn these legs so that they face in a certain direction. See if I can get everything settled with. Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot there's actually a joint that you need to move down. So now you make it go like that, and the leg popped off. As you can see, over time, the legs have gotten extremely loose. So now it looks like this, so you almost got the full vehicle mode. Now down here, you're going to position the legs so that they move around in a certain direction. So you just move the panels around. Close them off like this. So you almost got it fully complete here. Feet are going to collapse in. So you're going to have to collapse the feet on both sides. Down. Make sure that these little pieces here go out like this. And then it closes down. There. Then, let's see. It's been such a long time since I transformed this guy. You're supposed to peg in something into these tiny little pegs, if I remember correctly. So it is almost done. I just need to make sure that... But to make it easier, we're going to move these little panels out first. So that you know where to go from there. Let's see. There. Let's see, come on. I need to remember where the little... what pegs into the little pieces up there. Oh, okay, that's right. Make sure that these panels turn around. Both sides. And there's these tiny little pegs. They're gonna go into little notches up there. Then you close them off like this on both sides. So now you just position the wings in a way so that it's in the correct direction. And then make sure these little pieces kind of... You're going to need to fiddle around with these little shoulder pads to get them out of the way. Then you close off the head like that, and then you just peg them together. It's supposed to pull these into a certain direction as well. Just need to remember which way. Guess it looks something like that there. Then there's one more peg that pegs into a little hole in the back of these panels here. Both sides. So now you have almost him completely in his flying jet mode. Now to finish off the transformation here, all you need to do is take the fusion cannon, plug it up into the hole up there. There you have Megatron in his flying jet mode. Now what you can do, obviously this isn't in the show, you can so you just peg this over the cannon. So now it's got a claw on top as well. Now this mode, obviously there's no wheels or anything, so it just flies this mode. And it's very reminiscent to his original movie design. It's got this weird Cybertronian-like jet mode. And a lot of panels just kind of sit there with nothing really to do around there. So it's that thing I don't like about this mode is that reason that a lot of things just sit there, and they could have designed it in a better way. And really, it should have been a first edition, so it's got the nice shiny, it would have the nice shiny silver paint and so on. Unfortunately, this came out during the Power Rising line, so it's good enough for what it is. And you transform, and all you need to do is obviously remove the cannon. Let's remove the claw out there, since we're going to put it onto Megatron again. And peg the wings, both sides. Open up the panels here, and then close it off. Unpeg the legs from down here, which will free them. Now what you're going to do next is pull these down like that, and then you close up the chest once more. Then you're going to close off the legs. What you're going to do is turn these around, push down the little flaps that you pulled out for the jet mode. You're just going to close it off, let everything meet, and it's going to close off into there, so it creates the full leg once again. And then obviously you just need to move the little pieces around so you can create his feet once more. So now you got the complete bottom part of his body. Now, unpeg the arms. Both the clear part here and up here, so that now you've freed it and allow it to move it outward. Then, just close up the back. Kind of just sits there since it's just an empty little casing, as you can see in there. And then turn the shoulders so that they face down. Turn the arms so that the hands can face the correct direction. Pull them down, both sides. Pull on the little wing flaps, and there you have Megatron back in his robot mode. Now you could obviously just attach the weapons back on him as well if you wished. Preferably just the fusion cannon's really unnecessary, but in order to store it, I just like to put the claw back on his hand, which just easily takes this little handle and slide it into the hand there, and you just peg it. So there you have Megatron in his robot mode once more. Now the Megatron toy is a pretty decent representation of the Prime Megatron, but obviously it's got a lot of the flaws, like these empty caps, these wing flaps, and the weaponizer gimmick, or powerizer gimmick, I should say, is just not the best, and sometimes the blade doesn't like to come out like normal. Other times it's pretty decent and it just goes on like that. Also, the loose joints is really bothersome on mine. So, obviously, since this figure's been out of print for about a couple years already, it's still worth it for what it is, and it's still one of my more favorite Megatron toys overall. I'm really glad that I was able to get it. I got this at Toys R Us way back when these were out. It was really cool to get a hold of the Megatron, and especially of a Megatron of a really cool season. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, check out Toka News, Herotaku, Voyager, on your channels down below, and I'll see you YouTube.